So I wanted to make a quick review about my Tumbleweed Prospector. If you're like me and you're thinking about getting one of these, there's only so many videos out on the internet about these, and some of them don't really cover in great detail the build, different things like that, what cages are gonna fit, what kind of gear, so let's just get into this. This is a stock build from them, pretty much. So on the rear end, it's coming with a roll-off. There's a good chance this may be your first roll-off hub. I know it is mine. I didn't know anything about them. It's really nice. You might read some reviews where they're a little draggy and stuff like that, but that could be true. But you're also running on 2.8 tires. I think it's negligible. Gear 7 is loud. I avoid that gear like the plague, just because that's the one gear where it seems like everything in there is working all at the same time. It works fine. It's just noisy. Other than that, I think it's a great hub. I would have another one for sure. The build comes with Tumbleweed branded rims. I got mine with Schwab G1 all-around tires instead of the Maxes, just because we do a lot of gravel, dirt roads, mixed pavement, stuff like that. Not so much single track. I've got mine set up with the Brooks. As always, I think I always run a setback seat post on mine. I felt like I was a little too close to the bars without it. I've got mine set up with a Rogue Panda single zipper frame bag. This thing holds a ton of stuff. It's empty right now. We just got back from a trip, but I don't know. It holds up. I was really pleasantly surprised. This is a medium, so keep that in mind. I've got a bottle cage on the down tube. One thing what I was trying to do was buy a lot of gear for this before it showed up, and I did run into a few problems. So I was originally going to run the Velo Orange Nalgene cages here, and then the Blackburns here. They don't fit side by side. So I could fit the Velo Orange cage here, but then I couldn't pull the bottle out. I like to run a basket on mine, so that is part of the reason none of that works. For the front hub, it came with the Dynamo hub, and then I got the the Sun, where is it? Italux 2 light. That's a great light, super bright. Then I had them run it to the Sineweave Cycles USB stem cap. It's a really great setup. I generally just run a couple cheap lipstick batteries in here to charge while I'm riding, and then I charge everything off of that. We run a Wahoo generally. Came with the ESI grips. This is largely in part due to they couldn't get ergons. Originally I thought I was gonna hate these grips, but these bars are super comfortable. These grips give you a ton of room to move your hands around and just reposition. I don't think now after having these, I would really care if I had the ergon grips. Honestly, they're pretty nice just with the width of them and everything. I also had them put on the mini pannier rack. I run it up front. I'm running that with the Rockgeist walled 137 bag. This bag is okay. I want to like it. I don't really use it while I'm touring or packing. I have just a cheap Cabela's bag. This bag is pretty basic. It's just a waterproof bag. The thing that drives me nuts about it though is these handles. I wish I would have sewed these on the outside, because when you go to Velcro it, I don't know, they just seem like they're kind of in the way. They're always flopping down. I also hate roll top bags with Velcro at the top, because if you wear a lot of merino wool, it grabs them and snags them. So I generally just keep this bag in here for daily rides in case it rains. I've got somewhere to throw, because this bag's not really waterproof. I also have an Oveja Negra lunchbox I run up here. I love this bag. It's just big enough to fit between my basket and my bars. Fits a ton of stuff, like all my snacks I put in there, just wallet, stuff like that. This is a terrific bag. I'd like to have one of those on every bike I own. And then my stem bags are just a couple of cheap Amazon bags. I don't remember the name of these. They're terrific. They're cheap. They're super durable. We've had these for quite a while now, and they're hard to knock. They're half the price of, you know, regular stem bags, 50 or 60 bucks now, and these are like 25. So at some point, everybody's got a budget, and you know, you gotta decide where to put your money. And I had to, I ended up going with cheaper stem bags, but man, I just can't knock them. They've held up really well. So yeah, that's it. You know, getting back to this bag, the bag is very well constructed. I'm not knocking the bag. It doesn't quite work for what I want to do when I'm touring. When I'm touring, I found a $12 Cabela duffel bag, and I'll grab it here in a second, that just works like a champ. I just throw a little backpack cover over it if it's gonna rain, and we go from there. So this is my $12 Cabela bag. I used to say Cabela's right across here. A little bit of creative patch placement fixes all that. This bag is like, sometimes you just come across stuff that is cheap and works awesome. This is definitely it. It fits that basket perfectly for the Wald 137. It's got a ton of pockets you can access. So like, I'll keep cords and whatever on this side, you know, just miscellaneous stuff you don't really need that often. I'll keep all my toiletries, my towel. I want to be able to take this bag into the tent every night or to the shower house or wherever and have everything I need. So I've got, you know, in this flap, I can keep my headlamp, headphones, stuff like that, spare batteries. I keep sunscreen, you know, baby wipes, all that sort of stuff. I try to separate into, you know, shower, personal care, tools, whatnot, and then clothing generally up here. This is just a great bag if you can find it. I don't know what the model number of it is or anything like that, but they had them in a big bargain bin for 12 bucks, and we grabbed a couple of them, and I don't know, they just work nice. I took it on a tour over that one just because it's got a little bit more functionality. It's definitely not the better bag when it comes to, you know, if I was riding in the rain or something, but I generally just keep a cheap backpack cover in one of these side pockets. If it starts raining, I'll wrap it up and throw it in there. I did want to do a little bit more on this one. This bag, I don't know what the size of it is. I mean, that's all on their website, but you can fit a ton of stuff in there. So I got some crackers in there. It's never in the way. You never have to worry about it. It's easy to reach. It's easy to unzip on the bag. Oveja Negra also is just an outstanding company to deal with. I had a couple of things come up here and there, and they always just step right up and take care of it. So yeah, that's it. The bike. I generally run a rear rack, or I haven't done a ton of packing on this, but with just, I run my Salsa Wanderlust rack that I took on my Via and just put a dry bag strapped to it. I generally run 5-liter dry bag on another Blackburn cage right here. I run my Nalgene's up here. They fit perfectly between that. And that's about it, you know. I keep my tent and everything back there. Sleeping mat, clothes in these bags, or spare clothes. Keep my tent poles in there and all my cooking set up. You know, I don't know, it works pretty well. Tires are set up tubeless. Yeah, that's pretty much the bike. My wife has one also. She's got the Rogue Panda double decker. It's really hard to say whether the single or the double is better. It's just going to depend on your setup. This one wouldn't work for me because I like to keep the tent poles running here, but it does give you, if you're a more organized person, which she definitely is, it definitely gives you a little bit more room for micro-organization. And then she generally runs the Topeak 15-liter seat bag. It's a pretty good seat bag. Comes with the stuff sack inside it, so you can leave it on the bike and, you know, pull your bedding out of it at night inside the sack or whatever you keep in there. Yeah, we're running flat pedals on ours. Again, these are just Amazon, I don't know, maybe $13 flat pedals. They work awesome. You know, it might seem kind of stupid to be mixing, you know, budget, cheap stuff with a high-end bike, but there's things, I can always replace the pedals later. I can replace those stem bags later. I'm not going to replace the bike later. I'm not going to replace an expensive bag later. So I tend to put my money where I can, when I can, and then, you know, those pedals will be easy enough to replace someday. When these crap out, I might buy nicer bags or not. It's really hard to knock these. You guys get a chance, look them up on Amazon. They're pretty nice. So yeah, that's it. It's the Tumbleweed Prospector, Rogue Panda, Rockgeist, Oveja Negra, and a little bit of Amazon mixed in there with it.